The home straight in the election campaign, the latest figures show an economy stuck in the doldrums. A raft of indicators suggest growth will be below average this year and manufacturing continues its two-year-plus contraction. While the polls say Tony Abbott is heading for an easy victory, some experts say not even a clear result on Saturday will be enough to get the economy back its mojo. Neil Woolridge reports.
Wherever you turn this election campaign, it's been hard to miss the major parties making their pitch to the manufacturing heartland.
I never want to be Prime Minister of a country which doesn't make things anymore.
But while the pollies' interest in manufacturing is as high as ever, the industry itself continues to shrink.
Manufacturing is in a recession. When we look at capacity utilisation in manufacturing, it's lowest since we've been ever surveying. That's 1989, so it includes the 1990 recession. So it's saying manufacturing is really doing it tough.
The Australian Industry Group's Performance of Manufacturing survey rose 4 points in August to 46. Despite the improved result, it's the 26th monthly reading below 50 in a row, showing that manufacturing activity has been in decline for more than 2 years, at a time when the Reserve Bank has cut interest rates by 2.25%.
So far, business hasn't reacted to those, and sure, we've had the dollar falling off, but even given all those positive factors, business is still very much in this stagnation mode. They're not investing, they're not borrowing money, and they're certainly not hiring more people.
And a raft of other statistics show an economy that's barely treading water. Manufacturing and wholesale sales, along with inventories, all increased only marginally in the June quarter, while company profits fell nearly 1%, the worst result in 17 years. The official GDP figures aren't released until Wednesday, but those partial indicators suggest a below-average growth rate.
It's sort of saying 2.25% for the year, but I think the really important point is where we're at now is domestic demand is basically zero. And so the growth that we're getting is basically net exports.
Might have had some slight stabilisation of late, but generally you'd have to say demand conditions are pretty poor for business, especially in the mainstream economy, particularly hitting small business, I think.
Last week on this program, property developer Harry Triguboff echoed the sentiment of many in business that a clear election result was needed to help restore confidence.
The two parties are trying to score points at each other, and that is a big waste of time. Big waste of time for the country.
I think once we're past the election, there's some clarity as going forward in terms of policies we would hope that will improve confidence levels.
But NAB's chief economist Alan Oster says there's been no correlation over the years between election results and business sentiment.
History suggests that what really drives business confidence is business sales. We haven't been able to see any sign of elections affecting confidence readings since we've been doing this since '89.
Greg Evans says whoever wins on Saturday, what's needed is a raft of pro-business policies.
I think the business community over the last couple of years has been concerned about the alliance with the Green Party, who essentially have been applying a low-growth, anti-business strategy.
While the polls now suggest Tony Abbott is heading for a clear win on Saturday, the Greens and Independents may still hold the balance of power in the Senate, and that could mean another 3 years of the policy uncertainty that business was hoping to avoid.